Welcome back to Fox & Friends. First, Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton are gearing up for their second face-off tomorrow in St. Louis. But first, Trump has to contend with the leaked audio from 2005, the video recording of him making lewd comments toward women. If you haven't seen that yet, you will see it today. So how should Trump respond to this bombshell during Sunday's debate and get the focus back on the election? Scott Jennings is a Republican strategist and a veteran of 4 presidential campaigns. He's prepped candidates for the debate stage in the past. Scott, thanks for joining us this morning. You anticipate preparing for a debate. You don't anticipate a video like this dropping just a day before that debate. How is that going to change the way Donald Trump prepares?
Well, there's 2 issues really here. I think a decision has to be made about whether to put Donald Trump out there in a speech format before the debate. I would advise them to do it. I think he needs to try to deal with this in a live speech, not a video. Number 2, he was already going to have to deal with some controversies at the debate. The Machado dispute that he's had with Miss Universe, the New York Times story over his taxes. Those things were already going to dominate some portion of the debate. Now we throw the the new leaked audio from the Washington Post on top of that. So I think a speech over the weekend would try to help clear the decks a little bit, but clearly in the prep now, the #1 term they're talking about is humility. He has to show some humility for these things, and sloughing them off as being, well, it's 10 years old or this isn't a germane issue. It's not going to cut it. So I think prep's now turning on humility and whether to clear the decks ahead of time.
So do you feel like inherently then Donald Trump's going to have to be on the defensive, or is there a way he can control the flow of this debate?
Well, that is a great point. He does need to try to get the debate off of him and on to Hillary Clinton, and specifically on the economy. The one area in the Fox poll and other polls that have come out where he's still, I think, maybe more trusted than Hillary is on the economy and jobs and on the issue of free trade. And so if he can try to steer the debate back to those grounds,
sure,
that's going to be a successful night. During the first debate, when he was on trade and jobs, he was beating Hillary Clinton. The trouble is now, though, in a 90-minute debate, you're looking at having to deal with 3 major controversies. And so getting out of St. Louis with a win means spending more time on the economy and jobs and less time on your own controversies and explaining them. And that's getting harder now because of what happened on Friday night. That's why I would strongly consider something ahead of time to try to reduce the amount of time you're dealing with that at the debate and increase the amount of time you're dealing with issues that matter to people's lives.
And you've also mentioned that, a 90-minute debate is oftentimes distilled down to a few seconds or a few moments. What do you think would be a few moments? What would be the opportunity or a moment for Donald Trump to find that?
Well, given what happened last night, he's got to find a very human, humble moment to be apologetic about what came out on Friday night. I don't really think the video that was issued is going to cut it. I think he needs to show some real contrition that's not being read off of a teleprompter. He needs to have a real moment where he acknowledges his failures and shortcomings and tries to explain why he's still fit to be the President of the United States. Ultimately, it's finding a presidential moment. He needs to show people that I'm human, people do make mistakes, and here's how I'm willing to own up to it. Not reading something off a piece of paper, but doing it straight from the heart. That is ultimately what people want to know. Can the president speak to you from the heart and mean it? And Donald Trump's got to find that now, given what happened last night.
Boy, that's going to matter. And on top of the WikiLeaks release on Hillary Clinton, where she says she wants open borders and makes a number of other revelations, the ante has just been upped for Sunday night. Scott Jennings, thanks for your analysis. We'll see if there is that presidential moment.
Thank you.